You need one more? Okay, so first things. Okay, graphing calculators are really powerful tools in terms of the things that we can do. We are going to take all of the info that we did yesterday, and we are now going to do that with a calculator. You have to absolutely do zero math today. You just need to know what to type in your calculator. So guys, I need you to set your calculators down, please, and listen. All right? There are formulas for everything that we've been doing where we've sort of just been eyeballing it. Right? But there are very complex formulas that actually do that information for us. For example, we've been talking about a correlation coefficient. And we've said if we want to calculate the correlation coefficient, we've just been kind of eyeballing it, right? And deciding if it looks positive or if it looks negative based on how close the points are together. This, however, is the actual formula to find the correlation coefficient. Okay, even if we did know what all of these things meant, this is not something that's simple to calculate by hand. Okay, whereas the calculator, a graphing calculator, right, not a scientific calculator, can do all of this for us. Right? Likewise, if we want to do something with a best fit line, there is an actual formula that's very similar to this and very complex. Okay, that will tell us how to do that. It's just a bit of a mess to get it. So instead, we're going to talk about how we can get the calculator to find and calculate all of that information for us. Okay, the first thing that we need to do with our graphing calculator is we need to clear everything out. We don't want any additional settings being turned on in our calculator or any extra values, okay? Because you can have something that you don't see on your screen in a graphing calculator that can affect what you're actually getting as an output in your calculator. So we want to reset our calculator. So to do that, make sure your calculator is on. Okay, you are then going to press the second button, which is in the top left-hand corner. Yours is yellow. You are going to press the addition sign. Okay, then we want to reset our calculator. So whenever we get this big long list, we have two ways of doing that. You can either press the arrow down until you're next to it, and then press enter, or you can just press the number 7 because we want to reset it. So press 7. Okay, we want to do all RAM, so we are going to press 1. And we want to reset, so we are going to press 2. Now yours looks slightly different. So this is what you are going to see on your screen. Something similar, but slightly different on your screen. Okay, you need to press second. Then you need to press your addition sign. Then you need to press 7. Then you need to press 1. Then you need to press 2. That's what it's supposed to say. Okay, those steps I will tell you when we start our test on Friday, and I will come around and check your calculator screen to make sure it's reset. Just to make sure there's nothing else that's going to be a problem for you when you're taking your test. Okay, once you're here, you're a little bit on your own. You are going to have the instructions that you see typed up at the top, but I will not tell you how to navigate through these instructions. So you're going to have to take what we do today and make sure you know what those are telling you to do. So first thing, if you look at these instructions, do you see how we have 3 things that aren't bold sort of up above the box? See those 3 things up there? Okay, those 3 steps are a one-time deal. They don't calculate anything for us. They don't give us any information. They simply put the calculator in the correct setting. Okay? It tells the calculator what we need it to do. So those first 3 steps, okay, we're going to turn it on, which is hopefully still on. We're going to press second. We're going to press second again. And then we're going to press 0. Okay, this is the catalog. It gives you basically everything that your calculator can do. Okay, we need to go to diagnostics on. So we're going to scroll down, just hold the arrow down because it takes a while, until you start seeing D's. And then you can let go. We need to get our arrow next to diagnostics on. And once your arrow is next to diagnostics on, you are going to select it. To select something from the screen, you press enter. That does not do anything. All it does is pull it from the list and say, hey, there was a huge long list. This is the one that we're focusing on. To actually get the calculator to turn the diagnostics on, we have to press enter again so that we should see the word done on our screen. No, just, no. You can do that, but I'm not doing that. Yes, Mikhail. Did it die? Let me see if I can find one. Actually, just use this one up here. This one scrolls a little weird, but we'll still need to do that. Right? Do we all see done underneath that diagnostics on? If you do not see that done, nothing else will work right today. So if you come up to me on your test and you say, it's not calculating what I need it to calculate, I'm going to say you didn't do all the steps, and you're just going to have to figure it out. Okay? But that is only a one-time deal. Once you do those first 3 steps, it will stay in the appropriate mode for all of the calculating you do. So now we're ready to actually calculate something, and that takes us to the steps in the box. Okay, these are the steps that we would have to repeat if we wanted to calculate multiple different situations. So step 1 says press stat. So stat is over here on your calculator. Stat stands for statistics. So you're going to press that. Okay, then we are going to select 1 because we want to edit or change our data. Yes, Cheryl? That's the same thing. We already went through that. That's the same thing. Okay, this is where you enter your data. Okay, step number 3 says clear L1 and L2. But do we have any info in our L1 and our L2? No, so we don't have anything to clear. So if you look at the bottom of your paper, you need to think about this as if it's a table of values. I got really annoyed with the auto format, so I just sort of quit. Right, but sort of picture this, right, where we have our X and Y values down here in this table. This is true data for the population of Indianapolis since 1920. I got it off the internet. Okay? This data we then want to do some stuff with, so we need to get it entered into the calculator. The easiest way to do this is to work down a column. Don't try and go right and left. That gets a little bit annoying. But go down a column. So the first X value we're going to put over here in what would be our X column is the year 1920. So you're going to type 1920 in your calculator, but you're not going to see it up there in the line to start with. Okay, it's going to type underneath. You won't see it until you press enter. Once you press enter, okay, you'll then enter the next value, 1930. Yes, Grace? to be here when you type that in. You need to be here when you type in 1920. Okay, not go to the other one. Okay, now, you can arrow up and down and you can change things, but I want to explain because this sort of came up earlier. There are two different buttons. There is a delete and there is a clear. Okay? Delete, you cannot do over this L1. If your cursor is over this L1 and you hit delete, it will make the entire column disappear. It will delete the entire column. Okay, so do not do that. If you are over 1920 and you press delete, it makes the entire row go away. Okay, whereas if you have something entered and you press clear, it just allows you to type the value in again, right, to start over with your typing. Does that make sense? If you delete it, it makes that entire row go away, which you might want to do because maybe you accidentally typed something twice. Okay, if you press clear, it deletes the values but allows you to still type in that same location. So right now what I want you to do is I want you to go down and enter all of your X values. Make sure you're super careful and you enter them correctly. Missing one number is going to make everything else wrong today. If you need to retype it, press clear. Okay, then once you have all of your X values entered, we're then going to repeat the process for our Y values. Be very careful with your Y values because these are large numbers. Again, missing one digit or typing in one digit incorrectly is going to make everything else wrong. So this is the most important part that you're typing carefully. Yes?
Do we have to put the comma?
No, there is no way to put in the comma. Yes, Sam?
So whenever I go into step
Yeah.
314. 194. Don't enter the comma. Just don't enter the comma. Once you have them all entered, I strongly suggest that you go back through and double check your numbers. Make sure that your columns both match up, your X and Y values are all matching up. People moved, people died. If we're just looking at this data right? If we're just eyeballing it, would we say that this is a positive correlation or a negative correlation or no correlation?
Positive.
Positive, right? When the x's go up, the y's are going up. And pretty darn consistently, right? So this is a pretty strong positive correlation. That's all we know right now. Okay, but now we're going to get the calculator to tell us exactly what that correlation is. Okay, so we've entered our values. So now step 5 says to press stat. Again, same button we pressed before. But now instead of editing and entering our list, and now we want to get it to do some calculations. So we're going to press the arrow to the right so that calc is highlighted because we want to calculate some stuff. And we're going to calculate the linear regression, okay, which is 4. It's step 5, so you're going to press stat. Okay, hang on. Press stat, then arrow right, then press 4. Okay, now, on your screen, it's just going to show the linear regression. Your screen is going to look slightly different than mine, which is okay. Just like before, all it did was pull out the linear regression. To get it to actually calculate, you need to press enter again. Right? On this calculator, to get it to calculate, I need to actually select calculate. And this is what you should now see on your screen. You're going to press any of the buttons, the steps I told you to go through. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm
Step 5, you need to press stat. You need to press right here. Press your arrow to the right.
I'm messing with one number.
Now let's count. You need to press 4. Then enter.
For the first one, I have 637, but then I have 204. What?
I got a 6.